some poop, and we found a lot of gold, or, well, some gold, and a lot of silver and too much copper. And really too much silver at the end of the day. And we then continued to try to map out the underground, the network of teleport platforms with, and we were just plodding along. I mean, I'm abbreviating. Stop me if I'm missing anything big, but I think there was a lot that went into all of that, and we fought a couple of 3 ghouls, I guess. But what else did we fight of note? I can't recall anything else that we fought. But
yeah, those ghouls did a number on us.
It was close there for a second.
That was enough. Yeah.
I mean, Cameron almost died to their shadow.
The shadow, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was really there were a couple of close calls, and then ultimately we ended up getting marooned, stuck seemingly at the doorway to a new part of this whole dungeon, and we don't really have any clear idea. We have the feeling we're on the East Coast, or we know at least that much. I don't know if we know that actually, but now we have decided, because of the sheer cold itself, that we're going to have to go underground if we really hope to survive. But that's kind of where we left it, and now we have to figure out, are there any steps we want to take here above ground before we actually open? Are there 3 sets of doors to open, plus the well?
I will re-describe the whole area for Jay's sake, okay? Before I hand it over to Jay, good recap, Father Chris, thank you. I have some very bad news. As the day goes on after you awaken, now you have found, or rather, Algar has found shelter. But for what happens in the next 2 hours in the day, this no longer matters, because while it was freezing cold and ice and snow before, there are now gale force winds and blizzard conditions, with conditions reaching minus 53 degrees Celsius in a windstorm, with up to 54 mile per hour winds. There is absolutely no visibility outside beyond the mausoleum sits in a depression, right? It's like terraced, and it goes down into a depression, and then within that, the mausoleums are even deeper than that. Outside of that, there is no visibility at all and no light. You will not be able to make ranged attacks. You won't be able to make most surprise checks. And there is a random chance of being blown away into the windstorm. There's a foot of snow, and that is on top of the regular conditions. You have your Yeti cloaks, so you're not losing hit points currently, but you cannot regain hit points, and you cannot survive out here without food and shelter, of which there is no means any longer of making the checks necessary of finding a shelter. So conditions have become quite dire within the past couple of hours. Now, before I give it over to you, Jay, I'll describe the area around you. It's a complex of mausoleums. It's in a roughly T shape, with the bottom of the T pointing to the north, or a cross shape at the head of the top of the cross. And so I'll actually move you around a little bit just so you can see it. Let me just start here. Right here, in this depression, is a well. The well is about 10 feet wide. You can also see, now mostly covered by snow, several beast tunnels. Dark tunnels burrowed by some kind of creature. There are about 3 of them at the base of this depression in the center. And then you have a statue of a dwarf. There is an inscription written at the base of the statue. And then there are a bunch of grave sites all around. There are probably a dozen, 2 dozen, no, probably more like 4 dozen different grave sites just spattered around in places. And then lastly, there are 3 mausoleums. This one straight ahead is a larger main mausoleum. It's a huge stone building. The outer sides are carved in the grisly bas-relief of demons and devils and creatures of the underworld. And there are hundreds of skulls carved into the stone.
Cool. Oh, man.
Let's see here.
Not that we're in a good position to really appreciate the stonework, what with the shivering too hard to see straight.
Indeed.
Eyes are frozen.
You can, even those not magically inclined can sense that it radiates magic from it. There's a kind of like electrical dwemer about the air. The entire structure is made of solid granite with thick walls. It rises 20 feet tall. And stairs carved into the earth outside descend 20 feet down to the mausoleum wall in its depression. Ringing the top of the mausoleum are 8 guardian statues, like gargoyles, of a green shade. And each of the eyes glows in the dark. There are clearly some valuable gems set within their eyes. That same green stone is what the other 2 minor mausoleums are made of, and that is what you see around you. And Flanagan, I hand it over to you.
Cool. Okay, so
Did we
can
rest?
we just go ahead?
Did
Yes.
we rest?
Yes.
So I just want to confirm, because we were talking on Discord that about first step would be aerial reconnaissance, and that sounds impossible and
Impossible.
dangerous at this point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So, hey, I like when my options are narrowed because it makes makes life easier.
So we're not in any, other than food, we're not in any time pressure to get underground as soon as possible, right? Like, we're being above ground right now, we can investigate without need to just like get into a hole as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
Right?
you have these Yeti cloaks on that that Cameron made, so
Cool.
they prevent you from losing hit points. The main threats are the things that lurk out here that you've seen before in the ice, and then also the loss of daylight, eventually leading to death. You will die if you camp out here. Also of note, if you leave the depression, you won't be able to make regular checks. Like, you won't be able to hear, check for surprise, listen. You won't be able to use ranged weapons, and you won't be able to have lit things. They'll go out.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So it sounds like, everybody, if you're in agreement with this, we've got 7 different places, possible entrances. We've got the well, and in metagaming wise, we've heard don't go down the well. We've got 3 different beast tunnels, I think is what Ross called them, and 3 different mausoleums. So I mean, it seems like the first thing we need to do is find the best, is make a decision on which one of these to go down, right? And Ross, the southern mausoleum is the only one with the statues on top.
That's right.
Okay. I mean, I guess what I'm thinking, I don't know whether maybe we should just sort of like come up with some thoughts here. The first thing that comes to my mind is like the tunnel we take is going to be really important. Like to take the one that is like not a death trap, if there are any that aren't death traps. And I kind of wonder if this is a good place to use to find traps right away and just see if like any of these entrances, like if all the mausoleums are trapped, then okay, let's not do that one right away.
I agree with that decision. I think now is a good time to... I'm reminded of the Tomb of Horrors, where the first 3 entrances,
Yeah.
there are 3 of them, and 2 of them just kill you.
Yeah, exactly. And also the southern one with the gargoyles feels like, I don't know, like maybe we shouldn't get too close to that just in case the 8 gargoyles attack us in, like maybe we should stay away from that one.
Not
Even though
like
it's
I think
place
as
to
long
retreat
as we
to.
stay away from their eyes, I want
Yeah.
to submit. Normally, I'm in favor of side trips, but you're saying we check out the 2 side ones first? Is that what I heard?
Well, I guess I'm thinking, I don't know what the range on find traps is, but we just scan all of it right away and
Oh yeah.
check off the one. If there's any that are trapped, we just pass that for now.
Full
What do you
agreement.
think of that as the finder trapper?
30 feet. Right. 30 feet is the range.
Are you into that idea of doing the find traps?
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 of them.
Cool. Nick and
I mean, if we need to get in to get the most out of it, because it lasts for 20 minutes, we need to be ready to go in, and then
Yeah.
I cast it. I look at all 3 of them, and then we have to get in there so that we can find any more traps.
And
Right.
that's the thing, is that this is not normally I'd be all about exploring everything, but I think this time our priority is find the safe door in and then go in there and not come back out until, if necessary, maybe many hours later, see if the storm passes, if it's even possible to get back out after that.
Right.
But
Yeah, I agree.
Chris, what do you think? Cameron, Chris? Yeah. Okay. So we're basically gonna cast find traps, quickly make a decision, and go in one of the ones that's not trapped.
Yeah, so I'll wait till I'm right in the middle of all 3 of them to cast it.
Yeah. Okay. And then we can see if we can scan the holes and the mausoleums.
Well, the holes are probably just layers. I doubt
Yeah.
that the holes are trapped.
Yeah.
Okay, so you cast find traps, and then you're gonna do a kind of a sweep. Is that
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand in front of the 3 mausoleums and cast find traps and examine each doorway.
Okay. You immediately sense some sort of terrible deception at play. This mausoleum, the main one, the glowing eyes among the gargoyles, they track you and they move. Each of them contain an evil power within them. You can tell that they are set as magical guardians of this doorway. And then, let me look at the others.
We don't want to send our thief up there to pop those jewel eyes out.
get killed.
We don't.
Not in
Hey,
this
I mean,
weather.
look, it's gonna. Listen,
We'll consider that in
experience-
summer.
Experience points don't come cheaply.
Of note, probably only Cameron, unless you guys tell me otherwise, is small enough to fit in the rat tunnels.
They're like rat. Okay.
Yeah, they're like some kind of critter has burrowed these out. Apart from the main mausoleum, you sense no deceptions or obvious traps.
Okay. So that excludes the. Do we want to check the well, or do you just want to go for one of these right away?
I threw a torch down it last time and went very, very far.
Okay. And we might not have rope for that anyways. So, okay, east or west, everyone? Does it matter? Put up your hands if you want to go east.
Always go left.
Which way is
Always
left?
go left first. Whichever way
East
that
is left from our perspective. In
Alright.
character, anyway.
There you have it.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
let's march up to the eastern mausoleum. Flanagan, I'm happy to go first with my shield up in case something's going to burst out. And let's just try the door, I guess.
Hang on a second. I think
Hold
I
on a
just
sec.
accidentally deleted half the party.
Okay.
Yes, I definitely just accidentally deleted a chunk of the party. My apologies.
Can you undo?
I tried to. Wait, no, they're back. Okay, yes.
Okay, do we want to try to do this, anything at this mausoleum door differently? What do you all think here? Is this just like our good old someone opens the door, everybody's standing there with...
To me, it's just a scouting thing. What's inside, you know?
Yeah.
Does it lead anywhere?
We
I'll take
know
one
there's no
look at it.
traps. Okay. Well, then let's get... Go ahead.
I was just going to describe what you see when you approach it. So, the doors are iron reinforced ancient wood. It is an old green stone that makes up this building. It is not etched or carved with the runes and demonic shapes of the main mausoleum. The main iron reinforced door does have a big heavy lock on it.
Okay. Well, this looks locked. Can anybody think you can get through this quickly?
Cameron?
I mean, I can try.
Worth trying.
That's the spirit.
Let's do it.
What do I roll? Roll 20?
1d100 for these.
What level are you now? Chris? Cameron, Chris?
I'm level 3.
So, Cameron, what is it that you're trying to do with the door?
I guess pick the lock.
Okay, you're trying to pick the lock. Okay, that would be your open locks skill. That'll be on the bottom of your character sheet. You should be able to just roll the dice that is next to the character sheet under abilities and magic. Or just roll a d100. Oh, actually, I was supposed to do it anyway. But you failed to open the lock.
All right.
Well, you could.
Yeah, actually.
Lockin will give it a shot.
Okay. And
Who's that? Locken's here?
No, Lockin, that's my the guy who tried to kill me.
Yes,
Oh,
he's
okay.
the assassin who we befriended.
Yeah, he has
Nice.
he has low level thief skills in addition to being an assassin.
Cool. Come on, lock in. Man, just all just like huddled around. This.
You could just chuck a d100.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you wanted to do it.
No, sorry. Yeah, my bad. No, not this one. Open locks, you can do it.
Okay. So far, so very far away from success.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we may have to just bust this thing then.
About
Or just
15
go
minutes
check the
passes.
There's the other one.
Yeah, why don't we just check the other one just in case it's wide open or something? Is that okay?
Okay.
How about we just circle this mausoleum in case there's also maybe a hole in the back or something as well? Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Just walk around the back of it.
So you're gonna walk around the back of this mausoleum here?
Yeah,
The one that, okay.
the one that we're at.
All right, you take a walk around it. You can feel the vortices of the gale force winds atop the depression biting in above and curling over the top of it down below as you have to climb up the terrace to make it around the back side of it. But you find no features on the back side and nothing apparently of interest. No entrances or anything like that.
Okay. I guess it's to the other side then. Hey, everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
Okay. As you cross, you have to cross one grave site and the dwarven statue in the center of the courtyard. And then on the other side of the courtyard is a mausoleum, and you find the exact same thing: green stone, no etches, runes, or features that are carved from it like the main mausoleum, and another heavy iron reinforced door with a lock. What do you do?
Okay. Same thing, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Cameron, you try first.
You're muted.
Me first, right?
Yeah.
All right. You're unable to open the lock, and he is also unable to open the lock. At this
boy.
point, 25 minutes have passed.
Are you all okay circling this one too? Does that sound good?
If you wish.
We must.
Yeah, you might as well just.
Magnus is starting to stamp his feet.
Yeah.
Keeps the blood
All right.
flowing.
With that,
It was-
about 35 minutes have passed. And
Shoot.
We're rapidly running out of options.
Yeah. Let's try to knock one of these locks off.
Algar, roll a d6, please.
Alright, one sec. 4.
You can see snow almost as if it's like exploding and motes as something hungry burrows its way out of the ground, seeing a chance at some fresh blood.
Wait. Look, northwest! Something approaches. Then I fumble for the spear.
Yeah, I draw my spear and step forward, undo my cloak a little bit so that I can stand in front of everybody if I can.
Yeah, you can all move your tokens if you want to do that now. You have a chance to do that.
We need a Flanagan in there.
I will bravely stand behind everybody.
As well
Yeah.
you ought.
Where is this thing?
While Ross is finding the tokens, did you recall anything significant about the dwarven statue? Everyone, was there anything?
We took a quick gander at it, but we didn't examine it. It's
Okay.
probably worth our time. Then we may want to take a moment to try and find someplace in the lee of the wind and warm our hands.
All right, Flanagan. I'm sorry, spells.
Sleep. I get no.
We don't know what or how many's coming at us, right?
No, you do not. You can see about 10 of them.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, sleep.
I'll sleep.
Both of you?
No. If you want to sleep, I'll hold off.
Yeah, I'll cast and you can
Yeah.
hold on.
go
You have
ahead.
better variety than I do.
All right.
Yeah.
Flanagan, roll a d6.
Okay. I think we need a Flanagan token on there too.
Oh,
Yeah,
my bad.
The Flanagan token got blipped.
I misunderstood
5.
what you were saying. All right, you got a Flanagan token now.
3. I got a 5.
You got a 5. I got a 4. You guys go first. The first phase of combat is movement and missile fire. If you are moving, move your token now, please. If you are firing a missile, announce your target to me and roll a d20. Actually, just roll a d20 and I'll ask. Alright, so you are, for Locken, firing a missile. What's your target? That one right there? Alright, yeah, you kill it. Alright, and then, let's see, no one else is firing a missile, no one's moving?
Flanagan and Algar moved.
Yeah, we moved up to intercept the charge.
Gotcha. Alright, moving on. Melee combat and spells. No one's in melee range. Actually, these things are going to move, my bad. Zoop, They move up, and they swarm the first fresh blood that they can see and find.
So these are rats?
Yeah, you can see that these are like dog-sized rats. Maybe 1.5 times the size of a dog.
How many hit dice would they be?
They are 1.
Sweet.
Alright, okay, so they move up, and if you're doing a melee attack, you can do that now. You can announce it by rolling your d20s.
What armor class do they have, Ross?
Oh, sorry about that. That's armor class 12.
Okay, I need 6s to hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hit 5 times.
5 times, alright.
Very good.
Yeah, this is what I do good. I do well. D6 plus 2. So 1 takes 7, 6, 3, 6, 4.
Alright, you are just a storm of blades, and you just like hack through these things as the snow just bites, and stings everybody. You just like see this like Icarus black blood flying around Flanagan from Darkspear. Alright, Algar, how'd you do? You got an 11.
Highest AC I hit was an 11.
Alright.
I only get 1 attack per round, and it's only a doozy against goblins.
Alright, with sleep, Oran, how many did you put to sleep at hit die 1?
You said they got 1, right?
Yep.
Alright. I see an 8. Got 13.
Alright.
Yeah.
The rest go to sleep.
And we slaughter them.
And from the steam rising off of your bodies, you wait for a moment, but nothing comes.
Do we want to, do we have purified food and water or anything like that? Like, should we save some of these things?
Save all of them.
Yeah.
Butcher them as soon as we get indoors.
All right. How
That's my
about
thought.
how about some of us do that and or just like pile them up somewhere? And what do you all think of quickly looking at this dwarven statue?
Algar,
start
being the
casting
dwarf,
rocks?
will handle all the meat handling. But yeah, check out that statue.
Yes, I'll have a look.
Okay.
Okay.
Got hiccups.
Alright, Magnus, you take a look at the dwarven statue. You can see that something is written both in a kind of an ancient, what's it called, Woldish, like a high Woldish, and in Fjónjotter. Do you, yeah, it's written in both languages.
And the High Woldish is what? That's just like the language of law, right?
Yeah, I usually say it's both things. Like you can speak, if you have law, you can do liturgic or High Woldish. Yeah, I say both.
Yeah, so I don't know about the Fjónjotter, but definitely the High Woldish I would know.
All right, it says, "Blessed is he who spares these stones. Cursed be the man who moves my bones.
I'll relate that to the
Okay.
group.
Okay.
So, what do you all think? Another decision point. So, we've looked at all the possibilities in a way. Chris, you mentioned trying to smash in a lock. We also know that curses is he who moves my bones. But what do you think? Should we try to pry open a lock now? Is that the next best option, or what do you all think?
I can give some more details as well about the statue.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Like where it's facing, or if there's any kind of, if it's holding anything or pointing at anything, that would be great too.
Yeah. So, sorry, I'm just kind of moving slow here, but it's it's strange, and you've never seen a man in a statue that looks quite like this. The man looks, his proportions are wrong. He does seem kind of squat and wide for a man. In your ancient mind, you wouldn't know probably, but this is kind of like stylized. But to your ancient mind, there's an uncanny valley to this where it just isn't quite right. And but anyways, so it's about 4 feet by 4 feet on a stone block. He looks like he's some kind of great warrior. There's a large tombstone that's actually in front of it, and then it's crested by this dwarven statue. It looks as if things have been moved around it quite frequently. Like there's scratch marks and drag marks and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you think there's something? So this gravestone, it's like what's drawn on there is like a giant tombstone that's fallen over. Is that what it looks like, or is there some kind of?
Let me go back to the image, but it's like a tombstone and then like a dwarf looming over it.
Right.
You can see this kind of plinth that it's on here. And that's kind of what it looks like. So there's these Fionjata runes that are down at the base of it, and then it has inscribed in High Woldish as well. Looks like somebody had carved it out at some point in the past. And then this warrior, not in the proportions of a normal man. It looks almost like beast-like, but almost like it's been hewn from rock as well. It just looks strange to be a person. Yeah.
Do you all think there's some kind of entrance here under this statue? Like, blessed is, but with some kind of trick. Blessed is he who spares these stones, but cursed is he who moves my bones. And there's the signage that there's movement around it. I wonder if this is a hidden entrance.
So it feels like, or it's a key to one of these.
Yeah.
One of these mausoleums. Like if we it'll move in one direction or another. Of course, though, doing that will probably be the curse.
Yeah.
Then maybe we'll grant access into these.
At this point, about 40 minutes of dungeon time have passed.
But being stuck in a blizzard's a much worse curse.
Right.
Maybe.
So do you want to try to puzzle through this statue, or do you want to start trying to pry open lock, everyone?
How do you spare a stone?
Yeah. Bless spell? I don't know.
Once we start trying to interpret which specific magical spell they're hinting at, we're in a very dangerous territory. That can go on forever.
It does say, blessed is he who spares these stones. What if we... I don't know, like, do you have a blessed spell?
When was the last time this statue was maintained? Does it look like it's been, like, cleaned? Is it covered with, like, filth and moss?
It doesn't look like anyone has cared for this statue. It looks very well made. It looks like it's ancient.
All right.
But it does look like there are scratch marks and scuff marks where things have been moved and dragged and around it, and stuff been around it a lot. And that would have had to have been, in recent years.
Is that like scratch marks on the plinth or on the ground around the plinth?
You do find it on the plinth, and as you look down, you can also see scratch and scuff marks at the base of the plinth. Some of them even leading underneath it.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This seems like I don't know what you all think. Sorry, I got hiccups, but this seems like a really good option to pursue. Like the other ones seem like the obvious things that might be deadly, but this is a bit. If we can figure it out, maybe this is a good way to go. Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. Any thoughts, anybody? Bloombad, anything coming to mind? Okay. Does the ground, these scratch marks, does it look like the whole plinth was moved in a certain direction, or that the statue on top was moved in a certain direction based on the scratch marks?
Yeah, it looks as if. It looks as if there is an area where there's a bunch of scuff marks and a rotating pattern on the bottom right of the statue.
As though the whole statue rotates somehow, or there's
Only part of it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take my gloves off and warm up my hands and start just feeling with my weird fly fingers along the edge of it to see if there's any kinds of cracks or anything like that. Even underneath with my little cilia on the ends of my fingers and just touch underneath it.
50 minutes of dungeon time have passed, and you, with your fly hands, you find a narrow, thin, rotating compartment at its base.
Well, look at this, everyone. And I'll put my gloves on real quick. There's something over here. Maybe I should just press it. What should we do here?
Absolutely.
Do you think?
Absolutely. Just press it, my friend.
Just press it. All right, I'll just press it.
Okay. You press it, and it doesn't do anything, but just with because you have those fly hands. I don't know if Oron and Cameron have seen these things before, but basically you see like the long gnarled nubs of like a fly's hands with its like hairy pads, with the pads at the edge of a fly's little fingers that has all kinds of like tiny little proprioceptors, and these little tentacular proprioceptors he just feels along the bottom of it. And anyways, you press, but you can feel where basically it slides and rotates. That's what this does.
Oh, so it's a way you'd pick up the statue and it would rotate along this.
No, just
axis.
this portion. Just this portion rotates. There's a little sliver, like a section at the bottom, and it rotates. That's all. Just the bottom. Just that part rotates.
Okay. Well, I'll pull out Dark Spear, and from a distance, I'll put Dark Spear, actually the shaft part of it, on one side, and push to see if I can rotate it. If that doesn't work, I'll push the other side to see if that rotates in the other direction.
All right. You scrape in now what is a very common pattern for this little compartment. You can tell it's done this many, many, many times over the years, and it scrapes along the stone ground beneath and opens, and you see a strangely shaped key with multiple different geometric shapes that come off of it.
Show everyone.
As the key comes out, Algar pauses and points at it emphatically. That's the key. I saw that in a dream. That is important.
All right. Well, I did my part, and I pass it to you, Algar, and say, someone else put this in a slot. I don't know if we want to wake the dead or whatever. Are there different shapes? Like, is this like 3 different things on the key? 3 different kinds of options for how you can open it, or?
It doesn't look like it has different mechanisms. It just looks like the key does not fit any keyhole you've ever seen. Like, it looks like it's got a bunch of weird geometric shapes instead of what do you call it, a tumbler type system.
So it
Or
doesn't.
actually, go ahead.
So it doesn't look like it fits the locks on those side mausoleums.
It does look like it fits the locks on those side mausoleums. And the main one. All the locks look the same.
All right, I'm going to pass it to Cameron then as the thief and say, I think this is your job.
Well, here's the real part.
I take the key. Got it.
Okay. So whichever one you want to open, I'm happy with. Holy. What do you think, Cameron? Do you want to do the east or west?
The west.
Okay. Whew. I feel like we might have dodged a bullet. One bullet.
Either that or we just caught one. Not sure which.
Yeah, I don't like the saying the cursed is he who moves my bones, but I don't know if we did that or not.
I don't remember moving any bones.
No.
Those aren't in that.
The problem with cryptic riddles in tombs in the underworld is that about half the time, if you carefully attend to them, they punish you for it.
Okay.
Never be certain if their riddles are leading you to safety or your doom.
Cameron,
Right, don't
you
think too hard about
approach this large, heavy iron banded wooden door on the western mausoleum. What do you do?
I put the key in the lock and unlock it.
All right, you put the key in the lock, and you begin like you have many times. Like you're gonna put a key in and turn it, but instead of the key turning, as soon as you insert it into the lock, the door simply opens. Inside, you find broken sarcophagi. There are no paths or doors. The walls, ceilings, and floors are flush. They have been unbroken by the ages. All of the sarcophagi look open and plundered, and there is nothing in them.
How cold is it in here?
It is the same as the outside minus the wind chill.
Okay.
It does guard you from the wind.
That's good to know, if nothing else.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
If we had
that's a
any
really
sort of
good one.
fuel, we could make a fire, but we don't.
Right.
There's
Do you
no-
want to search these sarcophagi, like move them, see if there's any secret doors underneath, etc., or is that moving bones?
If there's any bones in them, I
Right.
touch it.
Are they completely empty?
They are completely empty.
Oh, okay.
What do you think, Magnus Bloombad?
I think it's always worth searching for things.
Okay, let's
but,
do
But
it.
then again, yeah.
An hour and 10 minutes of dungeon time have passed. You search the area. Give me a moment.
I really hope one of these two mausoleums leads us down somehow, because that third one looks gnarly.
You search this mausoleum and you find that it is completely empty. You find nothing of interest inside.
All right. Across to the east, shall we?
Let's
Yes.
do it. You're the holder of the key, Cameron.
Shall
Go
we?
for it. You can open it if you wish.
Yeah.
I do the same as I did on the other one.
Okay. When you do that, as soon as you insert the key, the door automatically opens of its own accord. Again, you see a green stone on the inside and a bunch of sarcophagi. Let's see here. Algar, you can roll a d6.
Oh boy, I love it when that happens. It's never bad news. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And I roll a 2, which is not a 1. It's not a 1.
Yep.
Algar, as the door opens, you think you can hear faint movement from within some of the closed sarcophagi.
Father Bloombad, this place isn't empty. Which is to say, get a turn spell ready. And I sort of tap Flanagan on the shoulder, then again a second time because I remember we're both probably half numb, and I get my spear up and take point with him.
Yeah. Spears up and right in the entrance, looking in. Anybody in there?
You yell?
Yeah.
All right.
Flanagan's scared, so he's shouting.
Let's see here.
I mean, over the wind, I'm not sure if anyone will notice. It's
Right.
Okay. On several of the sarcophagi, the lids come off. And some things come out of them. Their flesh looks pallid and white. It sort of clings to whatever the skeleton that's left. Bones are exposed in places. One of them is wreathed in an unholy power. 3 of them seem to have changed in whatever undeathly state they're in. Their fingers lengthening, their tongues flopping out of their mouth, unusually long. They climb out of the sarcophagi and they lunge towards you all, toward Cameron and Algar. And any spells?
I will turn.
Very well. Okay. Flanagan, roll a d6 for initiative.
All right, watch this. Watch my skills. See that?
Yes.
You all go
Perfect.
first.
All
every
right.
time it works every time.
If you're moving, you can move your token now. If you're firing a missile, you can announce it by rolling a d20 now.
I think I'm going to hold off just to hope for the
All right.
turn to work.
All right, very well. Let's see. They are going to move.
I'll move forward and defend the others.
All right, you can do that. It's probably going to reach. Let's see. They're going to pile on like this.
We can probably, at least partly, bracket them at the doorway with their spears and shields. I don't know if that'll actually give us any sort of numerical advantage, but it should be able to stop us from overwhelming us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they move, and then now if you are doing a melee attack, you can do that now. The armor class, the 2 on your immediate left are 13, and the other one's 15.
Well, I rolled a 7, so...
I'll go for one of the one right in front of me, and
All right.
I definitely hit. Do 8 damage.
Nice. Okay. You hack one of its limbs off, and you see a kind of some kind of unholy undeath beneath its limb as its muscle and things continue to actuate and work, even though you've hacked it off as if it's some kind of serpent. Its arm. And let's see. Turn the undead.
Come on, baby.
The total, the hit dice are 2 and then 4.
total of 5 hit dice.
All right, and then how many do you turn? You said how much?
5 hit. I rolled a
5.
16 on my turning attempt and 5 hit dice.
Are any of them annihilated? It's
The zombies would be destroyed. The zombies would be destroyed.
All right. They flee to the opposite end of the chamber. Now, what I'm going to do in this situation is, basically, this gives you free reign to act. But if you start attacking them in melee, you know, or if you start firing missiles, eventually they're going to overcome that turn. They'll come after you. But this gives you free reign to act, however, before you know you have them turned against the far wall as they try to clamber out of this place. They have nowhere to go.
Let's cut them down. I rush in with my spear and just start hacking at them if I can.
You gonna fight?
Well, okay. Well, let's just ask. What do you all think? What do you all think, everybody? Do you want to turn around here? Do you want to go in and fight, or what's everybody's thoughts?
I don't want to waste any magic resources. I don't know how easy it'll be to kill these things, but I wonder.
Those ghouls could get lucky and paralyze us, and in this weather, that could kill us. I wrote we slammed the door, and I do not believe that there is a way forward down through that mausoleum.
I mean, we have time to search. We have.
That's true.
How long?
We have. Hold on, I'll tell you how long in a minute here. We have 130 minutes to search the room.
Okay.
Yeah, you can take a nap.
So,
Yeah,
Actually, how about Father Bloombad? Why don't you drive these things out into the snow? Why don't you take you could just take them, drive them up onto the hill.
Well, then they're on the
wind.
loose. What if we had? Yeah, I mean, what if we have to stay outside again for some reason?
Uh-huh.
I mean, the wind will tear them
We
apart.
can just lock them. Yeah, but we can just lock them back in here when we're done.
You know
The
what?
wind won't tear these things apart. These things don't. Their blood doesn't need to beat for them to move. If they freeze solid, they won't care.
That's
true.
totally Bloombad Daisy strat right there, right?
okay, so your proposal, Father Bloombad, is you have them turned, and then people go in and search the room. All these things are
I'm just going to maintain.
clambering
I'm
against
just going
the
to maintain it by holy symbol. Yeah, I'm holding it while they're in the corner, and everybody can search the building.
You take your lanterns out as they shake and fly back and forth in the winds from the door as snow is coming in, into the dark room, and he's shouting prayers as you clamber around the room in the dark with your lanterns trying to find anything you can.
It's hard to
eerie.
Well, my holy symbol has continual light on it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So let's see here.
very nice again.
Bloombad, you're a maniac, but I'm glad you're our maniac.
An hour and 20 minutes of dungeon time has passed as you find nothing. You find nothing of interest except for these horrible monsters in this place.
Right.
Well then.
Okay.
Well then, I guess we have to hope the key is enough to stave off whatever those gargoyles are gonna do.
Yeah, let's close this door for sure, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Lock it.
All right. Who closes the door?
I'm the one who just mimed it, so I guess me, if no one else has strong opinions about it.
No problem. Algar, you close the door, and boom. As soon as you close it, you can hear the mechanism itself go as something strange inside moves of its own accord, locking.
Okay, so we've
You're
got the
welcome
big
to it.
one. Pardon me?
Those horrible things are welcome to it.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the big one now with eyes that we've detected as traps looking down at us. Any thoughts on approaching this thing cleverly?
Guess be ready to sprint back to the other safe mausoleum to hide inside it in a pinch.
Yeah, okay. Is
that
the other
enough?
mausoleum...
We have the key, so we might be all right.
Yeah. Is the other mausoleum door open still to the west?
When you take a look over there, it in fact closes. It has closed of its own accord.
Okay. Maybe Cameron, you should hang back in case we have to run and be the first person to open that door.
But she needs the key.
But no, we need the key to open.
Oh, right. Yeah. You're right. Okay, then.
Cameron does.
So how do you want to approach this, everyone? I feel like maybe we
Let-
shouldn't all go up to the door at once. Maybe some people should hang back.
I mean,
I know. I feel we should all approach
yeah,
it
I
once
think
with the key.
we need to all be in part of the same group and go in. It's time for maximum solidarity.
Okay, let's do it then. So, maybe Flanagan and this is what I'll propose. At least Flanagan and Algar flank Cameron as we all approach. I have a shield up towards those things at the top. Excuse me.
Okay.
Light above, let there be something in this dungeon that can burn.
We've got our rat meat, right?
I don't think we've actually. I gathered
You
it up into a
said-
heap, but I haven't
yeah.
had a chance to actually like butcher them yet.
I thought you were doing that while we were
Yeah, while you guys were handling the statue, I was
investigating
handling the rat meat.
statue.
Ross, did I have enough time to harvest a few meals worth of rat meat?
I think that might take more time, but it doesn't seem like a complex skill. You can assume that it'll just get done. But you have the rat meat if you want to carry it. However, there's a lot of it, and it's heavy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that this is like, 150 pounds worth of rat meat, which is both a good and a bad thing.
Well, how about I only carry 40 pounds of it?
All right.
Like, I don't have to carry all the meat. I can just carry enough.
All right, so that
Who wants
leaves...
to carry some rat
Magnus-
meat? Who has
yeah,
rat meat spare? Who has room
Magnus-
for rat meat?
Magnus will carry another 40
Okay.
for now.
Bombad will also carry another 40.
All right. That leaves 20.
I'll carry it.
Okay. Does that cause anyone's movement speed to decrease?
It will certainly decrease mine.
All right.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Yeah,
Well,
more than likely.
well,
What? What?
Yeah.
not me.
I can't.
Well, it.
How
but- No. That's okay. That's okay. So, it sounds like one way or another, the movement speed will decrease. Is that right?
Yeah, by like 1 tick, I think, across the board.
Okay. If that's the case, then let's see. The new movement speed. This is the important bit. Way down here. There we go. Okay, so you would go, I think you were at movement rate 9, and I believe that brings you down to the lowest movement rate, because I think you were at 9 before, right?
Me? No, that brings
I mean
me
the
down
party.
to-
I think the party, because you had people in chainmail and armor, right? So, or was anybody at movement rate 9? Father Bloombad, Flanagan, it'd be you two, basically.
I'm wearing plate now.
So you
Yeah, I
were
was at 9.
Okay, so you go to movement rate 6, no big deal. So the only last thing is to track how much you can carry. So I'll give you guys the weights as we go. So, all right. Okay, so you approach it. You've got your rat meat. Back to you, Flanagan.
Okay, so we are all approaching this door, and again, correct me if anybody feels like they want us to add something in here. Please do. Algar and Flanagan are flanking Cameron, who I guess we've got our spears up prepared, and Cameron puts the key in the lock, I suppose. And I'm definitely Flanagan for sure is watching up at those statues up above, lest we be surprised by them animating or something, shooting lasers at us.
All right, you do that, and then you said Cameron's going to try to open the lock?
Well, Cameron, do you want to do that? I mean, this one might be different. Are you okay doing that? I don't want to force you to do something that might be dangerous.
I'm good. I can do it.
Okay. Cameron, you approach this massive stone door. It looks like this. It has demonic carvings, this massive undead type figure, and then in the center of it, what's not depicted is a large lock mechanism. It resembles the ones on the other mausoleums. What do you do?
I unlock the door.
Okay. You all are looking up at the eyes. You can see the eyes glow, and then you can tell that they kind of rotate, and they look down at you. But she puts you put this in the lock mechanism, and like the other two mausoleums, you hear the chuk chuk chuk, and the door opens of its own accord.
Inward or outward?
Outward.
Okay.
Is there a lock mechanism on the inside?
When you say that, could you clarify that? What do you mean by lock mechanism on the inside?
Is there an identical key on the inside as there is on the outside?
Oh, you mean like the mechanism would work the other way as well?
If the door shuts on
Yeah.
us,
Is there
walls
a keyhole on the inside that matches the outside? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, no, there's not. And a couple of other things. I'll tell you some other things that happen and then give you some details. Cameron, you put the lock in the door. You hear the mechanism latch. It opens. From Father Bloombad's holy symbol, immediately the inside of the mausoleum is lit. And as soon as that happens and the doors open to you, the key disappears. And then you can see inside, it's filled with a damp, musty air. Dust covers almost all of this room and the stone inside. And you can see that it has a single, a sole feature in this room. There is a massive black sarcophagus in this room. And on top are two brass candelabras, each holding a black candle. Each of the black candles lit with a black fire.
Okay.
Obviously, somebody needs to stand outside while we search this area.
Yeah. Okay.
I can stand outside.
Okay. Two black candle holders with black flame, right? Candelabras with black candles.
That's right.
Okay. Camera.
Well, we should
if
make
the
sure
door shut-
we should make sure the key is still is back where it normally is, and then somebody should stand outside.
Okay.
Yes. Let's check to see if the key's back where it came from.
You do that. At this point, some time passes, but indeed it is.
Okay.
Okay. So, any thoughts on how to approach this, everyone?
We have no choice but to move forward. I feel.
We
Yeah.
search the interior.
Yes.
And Cameron stays outside a moment while we search. If the door shuts on us, he gets it open again as quickly as he can.
Okay. Must sound good, Cameron?
All right.
Okay.
We're trusting you. Good luck.
Okay. So, inside, did you say these candle holders is like sort of a raised dais here? Sort of a platform that they're on?
Okay.
That,
So, first of all, you go inside, and immediately the doors close shut on you.
okay.
Cameron, roll a d6.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh, you can be cut to pieces by gargoyle laser heads?
This is so ugly.
It's the worst.
Of all the ideas, right? Leave one person outside.
It seemed like the best idea at the time.
Oh.
Just all you got to do is make it to the door with the key.
Don't worry, it's making new characters is really quick and easy. Coming from one with experience.
You shush. Everything is going to actually no. I'm gonna shut up.
Well,
I'm gonna jinx this if I keep talking.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of D20s.
Oh, what did we do?
It could make a run for one of those rat nests.
Cameron, what is your armor class?
Where do I find that?
On your character sheet.
Is it next to my armor type?
So if you on your character sheet, you'll see a box in the top center called Defense, and in the bottom right it says Total AC, Total Armor Class, and that's your armor class.
I can't find it.
All right.
Do you see the attributes on the left on the left side of your character sheet? In red says attributes. Look slightly over to the left where it says defense.
You go right.
To the right. And then go down a few lines. You'll see like base AC, Dex mod.
Drink some water.
About 3 lines down, it should say something like total AC. Yours
13.
makes 10.
It's 13. Thank you.
Oh, that's right. We're doing this in so yours would be higher than mine.
All right. Let's see here. Need to do some math.
Uh-oh. And you
Sorry.
have to do math and pull out a calculator for damage.
That's not good.
What's the square of 98?
Also,
What are all the numbers? Just that.
Yeah, what-
But I hold all the numbers.
all right. And then what are your hit points, Cameron?
$14.
All right. 2 things happen. First, from the point of view of Cameron. Cameron, you can, so you step outside and you have this plan. You're going to go try to get the key. You know, if you need it, they step inside. They do that. As soon as they step inside, the doors quickly shut and you're left alone in the blowing snow. Also, in the dark, because there's no light. Therefore,
What do we do?
presumably you must light a torch. Do you have torches?
I thought it was day.
We wouldn't have left her without a torch.
Well, you didn't
Wait,
tell
no,
me
we're
that.
Not that dumb.
I thought it was daylight out. Yeah.
I also thought it was daylight.
I
out.
did mention that it was total darkness outside.
Yeah, I think whether it was or not, the storm had blocked out any light we had.
I do not see any torches. Okay. The doors shut, and in the total darkness, you can see glowing eyes around you.
Oh,
Then you hear a voice and a cracking, muffled, kind of woldish It says, "You slew my brothers." And then the eyes surround you, and you feel things whipping past you. At first, it is like the wind, but then you feel the heat of your own blood. And there's more and more of this, and until you feel your head simply slam against the cold, icy ground, and then you see all the the glowing eyes close in around you. As for those inside, you hear a body slump outside.
Flanagan turns around and tries to open the door right away.
Let's see if it opens.
Actually, kind of don't want it to open. I actually shouldn't do this.
Boss, I'm so sorry. Oh.
You see no means of opening the door. I will say, however,
You've joined the Brotherhood.
that it looks to you as if you could destroy the door in probably a turn if you sought to do so.
We dare not.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, Cameron will open the door in a minute. We're all right.
Yeah, Chris, welcome to the club. This is we have all. This is like this is the thing about this game is it feels like
got.
you can't get too attached. Like it's at the end of the day, they're pawns that you're moving around, and they die, and then you make a new one.
Heartbreak
Maybe
is the
you're
best
still alive.
part.
It's
Like
not-
the intense sorrow for losing your character is kind of part of the fun.
Now, I have some good news here. Let's out of character. Let's zoom away from the game for just a moment. I'm going to leave the spooky music up though, and the art. So there is no way in our game conventions that a level 1 human is going to be found here reasonably. So I'm going to make you a deal, but it'll be until you escape. So like. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe if Oron dies. That might be another trigger point. But either way, that one of the two of those, there's not really a reason to follow the conventions, because if we did, I would just say, I don't know. I would probably just say, there's no way to make another human right now. So, the deal I'll make you instead is you can use one of the people of the other world. But you have to be sufficiently weird about it. You can't be normal if you're going to be from the other world. And you can take the rules and you can build the character with us here if you want, or you can do it later. It's up to you. But there is no racist class in this, so you can pick as your ancestry if you want. Where is it? Ancestry, 28. Okay, here are the ancestries that would make sense. Dwarves, elves. That's it. You can be a dwarf or an elf.
Ooh, that's fun.
You could also be human. I will also offer some weird classes, but these are not estate classes, so you won't be able to play them again. An assassin, a cleric, a druid, a fighter, a magic user, a monk, a thief, and that's it. You have to be of lawful or neutral alignment. If you're a dwarf or an elf, you have to be of neutral alignment. And then lastly, it'd be level 1. So, yeah. So you can create any of those. Now.
I do have a slight idea what I want to use.
Go for it. What are you thinking?
A elf druid.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, so some master of the other world, some person that slips between spaces. Elves are weird. You have to be weird if you're going to do this. You have to be like, think like a I don't know, like an alien. You have to think like you're like an alien for that to make sense. But, all right, Flanagan, what do you all do next?
Yeah, so I think Flanagan is slamming at the door, and then is and then stops for a minute and turns around and says, "I don't think we should actually open that door, even if we could. I think she's gone. I think they're gone."
Done.
Yes.
I think there's only one way for us to
Could've
go
been-
here, and it's to keep going inwards.
Another
I'm just
name,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
another name
No,
to
supplies.
etch at the memorial if we ever make it back ourselves.
Yeah.
Could have been any of
Fine.
us that stood out there.
Flanagan curses and throws Darkspear to the ground, and just stares at the door for a second. And he actually just puts his head against the door. You can't see his face for a moment, and he's just quiet. And
Can we?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
no. You
No, that's
finish
it.
up.
I'm done.
Magnus is deliberately making his heart as cold as the stone, and turning all of my focus to these dark candles here. What? Are these the same as the dark candles we saw down below that one time, and then in that weird altar?
They do appear similar. They are black candles with a black flame.
Did one of us do something brash, like cut these candles down when we were down there?
Yeah, I think that's where I got messed up.
Okay, I figured. So maybe we be careful, very careful.
Yeah. We're out of the wind. Maybe we should take a rest.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. You will have had to have taken a rest about 50 minutes ago. So that actually brings us to an hour, which brings us to our next rest. Appreciate you reminding me of that.
So we should
Yeah.
certainly do some searching, I think, also, right? Or
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just typing to Chris about making a new character. Maybe someone else can do that. Yeah, so searching, I mean, we could just do basic searching. I guess the art with the carp, is there something on the ground underneath these candelabra? Or is that just art?
Oh, the art on the VTT?
Yeah,
Ah,
looks like...
Yeah, I don't know that art is a super great representation. This room is dark with a black sarcophagus, a massive black sarcophagus, with two black candelabras with black candles and black flames.
Okay. Well, the other thing I'll just say, Chris, is you might not be the only one who dies in this session. I have a bad feeling about this room. Anybody have any thoughts on this? Do we just want to say search the room, or maybe search around the sarcophagus as much as possible before we do anything with the flames and the sarcophagus? Scrape scratches on the ground, that kind of thing.
I have a question. What effect does the interaction of Father Bloombad's holy light have on whatever these dark candles do to the light around them?
That was asked last time you looked at one of these black candles. You notice that it's the same. That it seems as just as a light will push back the darkness, you see a darkness pushing back the light.
Okay. So yeah, well, what do you think about? I guess what I would like to do is see if there's any thoughts here, everybody. But one thought is to look for more scratch marks on the ground or signs of this sarcophagus. If the outside, if people use the key regularly, maybe there's signs in here of something that's also often done to access the place.
Yes.
Yes, a thorough search is in order.
Without opening anything, or
No.
Yeah.
And we're going to include looking at the top of this sarcophagus for any dust that's collected and whether or not these candelabra are mobile themselves or are they part of the thing or are there any signs of like wax drippage or anything like that?
It does not look like the candles are disintegrating. It looks as if they started to light, and the candle is lit, and then they've never, deteriorated or no wax. And then, as I mentioned when you came in, as soon as Father Bloombad's light illuminated the space, you can see that the whole space, the sarcophagus and the surfaces of the candelabras and the floor, is covered in a layer of dust.
okay. That's not good signs. Okay, so nothing else, no scratch marks or anything like that.
And the candles, are they resting on it or are they part of it?
It's hard to tell. It looks like they're resting on it though. And then, but yeah, they're like set upon it. Yeah. And, so anyways, the plan, you're saying you're going to do a room search, right? For a turn. And then you're going to, and then was there anything specific that you wanted to look at other than that? And
Scratch
anyone,
marks
of
on the
course.
ground.
Oh, looking for scratch marks. You look around. I actually think this would require a check. I think this is dubious. So Flanagan, make a wisdom save.
Okay. Can I be, if I'm using my fingers, just so you know, I've got +2 for saves related to sleight of hand and other dexterous things.
I think you
Maybe
could
that's
apply
not
that.
what
Yeah.
I can?
As well as your regular wisdom bonus if you have one.
I do not. I fail anyways.
Oof. Yeah, it's just that, yeah, it's been a long time. That is apparent to you. It's been a long time since anyone's been in here.
Okay. Okay, everyone. Any other thoughts? What do people?
I'm still
going to
do the check, but I wanted to just see if there's
yeah,
anything
okay.
specific that you all wanted to poke at, Okay.
I mean, you said that the sarcophagus is black.
That's right.
Is the stone, is it painted black or is it black stone? Is it different from the other stones or the sarcophagi that we saw in the other places?
Baltic marble or such ever.
I think so. That is a good question. I suppose I didn't mention that. This structure is different than the other two. So the other two are hewn from this like green stone. This one is like when you entered it, it wasn't just stone. The doors were made of like steel or some fine metal, and there's no rust on the whole thing at all. And there's metal, in places along here, and there's no rust. And it's, presumably some kind of black metal on the sarcophagus, no rust, as well as the candelabras. The interior of this place is a dark stone. It's not green, so it's different.
And the sarcophagus itself, though, is it the same as the stone, the rest of the stone that's in here, or is it like especially black? And if it is black,
it's especially black, and you can't tell if it's painted unless you want to go and take a look at it and touch it,
Oh, you mean not spare the stone?
Oh, okay. Just checking.
I think I'm gonna spare the stone.
Oh, okay. Very well. Well, Oron. So I did the search checks. Okay. Oron, you search the room. Everybody's looking. And Oron, as you go back, and Magnus, he's looking at the sarcophagus. He's looking at the candelabra. He's trying to get a sense of the structure. You are on the back side of it. as you guys are kind of looking around about 10 minutes, and you see on the back wall that there's paneling that forms the back wall. This structure was set in here in segments when it was built, and that one of the segments is different than the others.
Oh. Somebody come take a look at this. This is a bit unique here in the middle.
This is the only mausoleum we didn't walk around to see if it was differently shaped outside. Well, I head over as well. Well, look at that. I'll take my gloves off again and see if I can feel any cracks. If there's any kind of seam or something.
Yes, these lines don't quite match up.
Yeah, as soon as you do that, you're certain that this is a some kind of sliding door.
Oof. Well, once again, I feel like this has got to be the way. I mean, let's not touch that black sarcophagus. What did they say? Cursed is he who moves my bones.
That was what it said.
You mentioned about the last time you encountered a black flame candle and that it messed you up. What happened? What was?
Well, I don't really remember much, but what I do remember is to get myself back into the world, I had to spend a solid month in the naked on the bed of a evil necromancer who poured my sweat into jars and studied it and covered my body in strange fluids and objects, and I dreamed all kinds of weird things, and when I woke up I sweat all day and sweat all night. Sometimes I'd wake up with frost on my body, and sometimes I'd wake up with rain pouring from my pores. I haven't got over it. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not really quite a whole person as much anymore as I used to be.
So you're saying you didn't like that?
I'm saying I wouldn't touch those candles, and then I just try to haul this sliding door across if I can.
Okay.
You do that, and you reveal something behind it.
But hopefully it doesn't immediately kill them.
Whack! My head goes off.
A passage.
Oh my.
As the stone slab moves out of the way, you see a circular shaft, a semicircular shaft that descends into the darkness below. You smell something like meat, like death, carrion. It goes about 30 feet below, and then ends in a dirt-floored hallway. You can see down below that there are old, dried, black stains that represent vitae on the walls and on the floor going in. The walls are made roughly of worked stone. The most recent black smear is a large hand smear on the north wall. You can see that this passage continues to the east and comes to a dead end some 100 feet later. And at the end of that passage is another drop down into the darkness.
Drop? Like a pit? Or it descends?
Yeah. So the first thing is kind of like a not quite pit, but like a semicircular, like a hole, and then it goes down into a passage, and then that's about 100 feet long, and then it ends in a pit. Just a hole in the ground going down.
Let's go real slow down this hallway, I guess, and check I'll check with Dark Spear to make sure there's nothing on the way, because there's that smeared bloody handprint, and get to the pit, and then look down.
All right. Let's see. Some time passes.
Does that sound good to everybody? I don't want to skip ahead if I'm missing something.
There's no other routes off of here?
You don't see any routes, no.
just this passage that goes down and then ends in a pit.
Yeah, as you get closer to the pit, you can see that a rope is pegged into a hole. That it's pegged. A rope is like a python, is jammed into the wall across from it, and the rope descends down into the pit.
All right. Well, go ahead.
I will give the rope a tug to see if the python is secure.
It feels completely secure, and the rope is in good condition.
All right. Do we want to throw a torch down there or something? I've got an extra torch. Well, unless do you all feel like we're gonna warn something if we do that? What do you think?
Well, better than throwing a torch, we can, and for the same risk of warning, we can shine Father Bloombad's light down in there.
Oh yeah.
I can just look down there.
Yeah. I guess I was assuming that we were. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it goes down maybe 20 feet or so, and then down at the bottom you can see that it ends in a man-sized secret hatch, a wooden hatch.
Like a hatch on the floor of the pit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, who's going first?
Well, maybe we should search this area first.
Sure. Search the walls.
You want to search the area?
I mean, yeah, you never know. You never know.
Yeah. Might as well, right?
Yeah. These bloodstains worry me a bit.
Yeah.
You find that at this point you need to take another rest. Should become exhausted. Some time passes, and where's that? You see mechanisms above you, so you spend the time searching. You look behind you, and you can see that it looks above you, where you entered the pit, that there's a separation from where the pit is and from the floor, and you can see that there's a shelf, like a little bit of a difference, and the floor is separate from the pit, and it looks like the whole floor rises on a mechanism behind you. Apart from that, you find nothing of interest.
You say like the whole floor rises, like it's a crushing trap, like it crushes us against the ceiling or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like the whole floor would rise. Yeah.
That's in the area where we first came down?
Yep, that's before you came into this first pit. So as you searched around, anyone in the entrance, if you were searching around, you find that the area you came down into this long hallway that's 100 feet, maybe it'd help if I kind of drew it. I don't have like a map of it. This is going to be a lateral drawing of it, okay?
Yeah.
It's like this, like you have like the sarcophagus that you were... Come on, roll 20. If I had a nickel for every time I said that, I actually would have a lot of money. I actually would. No kidding. Like
You'd have enough to get yourself lunch.
No, I would probably have like a lot of money, like over the years. if I, yeah.
What? Oh God.
All right, I will try to do it with this. This is weird. I don't know. Okay. So you were in the sarcophagi, and it was a room, right? And then it's not showing up. Okay, now it's showing up. And then in the back there was this thing like this, and then you went down into a pit kind of thing, and then there's a long 100-foot long hallway, and it terminates and it goes down into another pit, right? Is that making sense? Okay. So when you're searching this area for 10 minutes, anybody that goes back up here and they're searching through this area here where you first come down, you find that this pit is separate from this whole floor by a mechanism. And it looks like the whole room can rise up. The floor can rise up. But
inside the mausoleum.
yes,
Not where we are, but back here.
that's right.
Okay.
So like maybe if we messed with the sarcophagus, we would have been caught in some type of crushing
Right.
trap.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's a good thing we didn't do that.
Yeah. Oof, man. All right. Well, I'm ready. If that's all we found, I'm ready to go down in that hole and open the hatch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, so let me get rid of this stuff here. Who goes down and opens the hatch?
I volunteer if no one else does.
All right, you go for it. I'm happy for someone else to do it.
right.
Algar, you
Here,
call...
hold this valuable golden spear in case I get crushed by some sort of horrible contraption.
And the giant bag of dead rats?
Yeah.
I'll put that on the ground.
Oh, okay.
For a minute.
You probably drop it.
Yeah, I don't think any of us need to be holding the rat bag for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually a good idea to drop it down first.
Ross, you might have to make a new character sheet for Chris, so
yeah, good point.
They can roll stats.
I'll do that right now.
When that's done, I open the hatch.
So we're tossing the rat sacks down first, or?
Might as well, just in case the weight does something. Like, let's be careful. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you drop the rat sack down and it makes a big bloody, nasty Icarus mixture of green, black, and red mess down there.
Okay.
That's not the color a rat should be, especially not on the inside.
Let's talk about your butchering here, Algar.
Don't you pin this on me.
And then Algar, you climb down, you open the hatch, and you see on the other side of the hatch that, well, let's see what you see.
Oh my gosh, everybody! I got to say,
Eyes averted.
Go
I
ahead.
can see the whole thing. My gaze is averting.
Oh, sorry. That's so weird. Oh, I think I know why.
What were you saying, Flanagan?
I just feel like that was a lot of potential danger there. I can't believe how we navigated that. I shouldn't be speaking too soon here, but it feels like some pretty specific stuff we got past.
Well, not all of us did get past it.
No, it's true. And I guess that's the nasty part.
It's ugly.
Father Bloombed, how is it 120 feet that your light spell does?
I believe
is,
so. Let me check.
Radius of 120 feet.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
This hatch, it goes into an area that looks kind of cavernous. It's strewn with bits of bone and loose dirt along the floor and edges. There's a cool breeze down here. You think you can hear a faint whispering off in the darkness beyond a closed door ahead. The air is drafty and fresh.
All right. Is a bit warmer down here?
It feels definitely, but probably you're not going to be able to really tell it. To escape the wind chill alone, is you're probably not going to have a real sense of difference for a while, but yeah, and there's a bunch of bones around here on the ground.
Okay.
Any shinies in the bones?
And are these human bones, animal bones?
They're
bones?
Yeah, they're animal bones. You see rats, and you do see shinies. You see shiny stuff. Magnus, when you look among the rat bones, you can see that sections of the bones have been eaten away as if by acid, and there's some kind of residue on them. Among them are a bunch of shiny copper pieces, about 22 copper pieces.
We don't need to mess with it.
Can I turn on a filter or something?
Algar takes a moment to
filter?
stack them into two
Yeah.
Algar takes a
Is it-
moment to stack them into 2 sacks of 11 coins each to make himself feel a little better.
All right.
That was a Path of Exile joke, basically. Just like, hey, if it's don't
But
don't
if it
show
pops-
me
if it's
don't
not
show me the
silver-
copper. It doesn't.
Yeah, just-
Don't pop that notification on. I'm not interested.
Algar,
It was a joke.
Algar, roll a d6, please.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah. I'm sorry.
Did I touch the sacred copper? Nonsense. Unbelievably silly. 2, not a 1.
Algar, as you reach to begin your process of properly organizing this space of chaos, you reach to touch this. You can see that there's a residue, on the skeletons, the bones, and then you see something drip from the ceiling nearby, like in a plop onto these things, and it begins to eat away some of the bones, and it almost splashes onto your hand. And you look up, and you can see that a whole portion of the ceiling is covered in this slimy residue.
I leap back 6 feet like a cat that just got splashed with water.
Yeah, I'll leap back too then.
Slime.
What do you think?
Corrosive
Yeah,
evil
all
slime.
right. Our backpacks are loaded with gold and silver. We don't need to mess with copper.
It wasn't about having the copper. It was... Never mind. It would take forever to explain.
Stop arguing about coins, everyone. Look, and
Yeah.
I'll shine up. Bloom badge, shine your light up at the ceiling.
Yeah, I do so.
You can see that a portion of the ceiling is covered in some slimy residue. It runs in rivulets, fat blobs of it, periodically splash from the ceiling onto the floor. You can tell that the bones beneath them have been eaten away. You can see that this continues on into this wall ahead, where on the other side of the wall it actually is eaten through the ceiling and continues on.
I wonder.
That reminds me.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it reminds me of that big acid-filled room that we found those treasure chests in. Remember?
Mm-hmm. All too well.
Where the walls, where the ceiling was getting ready to collapse and the floor had a hole eaten through it.
Right. Does this slime look like is it? Well, I'd like to light a torch actually and just put it up to the slime and see if it burns it away.
It makes a pop and a hissing sound as if alive, and it retreats from the flame, and it seems to burn away and singe, and it spreads away from the fire.
Well, look at this.
That's great.
Maybe we should get some more torches out, everyone, and let's just.
Torches.
No, that's a waste of resources. We need them torches to cook food.
It's true.
But
but,
now that you've got this one lit, you may as well burn what you can.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Let's move. Is there any way we can get to this door on the other side, and while avoiding this goop? Especially if we're maybe gathering around the torch
Sure.
and sort of.
Yeah, you using your torches and things, you carefully navigate around it and make it to this wooden wall that has been placed here. It looks like almost like the section of a mine.
It's been walled
And
off
a
and
door.
blocked.
Yeah, a wooden door.
Okay. Can I just ask a quick question, Ross? Are we playing like I'm just thinking about spells. For example, with 45 minutes left, if we want to be strategic and find traps or something, but are we like, how is time going to work between sessions right now? Like, are we going to be picking up at the same moment, or how do you want to do that?
Yes. It'll so because you're on an expedition, it will move at your time.
Okay. Everyone, what do you think what is our strategy here? Like, what's our priority? Do we want to be like cooking this food while we've got it and turning into like drying into rations?
No.
Go ahead.
I can purify. I can cast purify food and water for up to 12 people. You know what I mean? It's a first level spell. So even if the food goes bad, we're good because I can purify it.
Okay. So that's not really a concern. Do we? Is our priority just traveling, or do we want to try to find? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just do it then. And also, I guess keeping in mind, if we do find a place that looks like we can board it off if it's nighttime right now, and find a place to rest. But so let's just go forward here.
Yeah. We've only been awake for like 2 or 3 hours so far today.
Oh, is that right? Okay, I didn't realize that. I don't know what the. Is that right, Ross? This is a new day?
It is a new day, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought because it was night that maybe they'd been... This is a continuation of
It
last
wasn't
session.
night. It was just dark.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Okay, let's open this door. Flanagan's just gonna... he's gonna listen at it, actually.
Okay. You're going to listen at the door. Does anybody else want to do any other stuff, while he listens at the door?
I'll make sure that there's nothing above him that can drip on him. And
Yeah,
are there any signs
I'll
of...
stand on guard.
There's no spider stuff. I will have my shield and spear out, ready to catch whatever horror leaps at us from the other side when he puts his ear to it.
Okay, so we got guards kind of in two different ways. What about Oron and Magnus?
I'll see what they can handle before we start putting things to sleep.
Okay.
And Magnus is waiting patiently, but Lachlan will also attempt to hear sounds. He's got 3 and 6 on that.
I'll let you do it nearby, but not at the door. Yeah. 6. Okay. Lachlan doesn't hear any other sounds nearby, except for that there's this thing, on the ceiling. And then, okay, Flanagan is listening at the door. Flanagan, you can hear more of this slimy drip ahead and somewhere off in the distance. Now, you think it's probably dozens of yards away, but there's an echoing as you put your ear to the door that you hear a sliding, like a grating, sliding, shuffling. It goes shook, 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 like every so often, and then that didn't transmit through Discord.
Oh, I heard
No,
it.
we heard
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Sorry if that was loud too. Yeah, it just like you hear like a sliding, scuffling, scraping, and stop. And it's just, it's periodic. Now this is somewhere off in the distance. It's not nearby.
Okay, everyone, there's something on the other side. It's like sounds like something sweeping or scuffling around, but I don't think it's right on the other side of the door. I think we should try opening it. Maybe. Damn, it's too bad we can't. It's gonna see the light maybe anyways. Let's just try opening it and get ready, I guess, right?
What else can we do?
Yeah, let's go for it. Maybe hold the shadow the light a little bit so it's not just like shining into a big room, and open the door.
No. I think we want to shine into the big room because we can blind creatures that see in the dark.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's open the door and thrust the light into the room. If there's something there, it's instantly blinded. We go for it.
All right. You do that, and you thrust Father Bloombad's Night. You see light. You see a corridor continuing on ahead. You can see where the corridor. There's a narrow defile to the left that, and then it's like another narrow space, and it seems to continue on. And then otherwise, it just goes into where there was once a structure here. And like a couple of things you've seen, it's as if the structure had suddenly just appeared beneath the earth, and one of its walls has collapsed into this cavern space. But inside, you see stone flagstones again, and many bones.
Okay.
Are the voices any louder that we were hearing?
You didn't hear any voices. You heard a sliding, scuffling sound that was
okay.
like.
I thought there was a voices. I apologize.
Oh, actually, I apologize. Let me make sure, because I think you might be right. I'm sorry. You heard correctly. You hear some kind of whispering off in the darkness.
Is it louder than when we opened the door?
It is louder.
Any idea which direction it's coming from? Now the door's open, like from the far side or up this side passage?
Yeah, not the side passage. It sounds like it's further on ahead. The sound is probably able to travel from where it can echo through the walls.
Okay.
What condition is this door in?
It's kind of ramshackle. It's a wooden door with a wooden wall, as if it were placed here as part of a mine, not as something.
Yeah. Is it dry or is it damp?
It is dry.
Well, I mean, we could use this as firewood to this door. Perhaps we should take it with us.
Right.
In 10 minutes, you could gather as much as you want, as much as 100 pounds of dry firewood. It will simply create noise.
We'll come back to this one later then. We've only got one.
Yeah. Figure out the whispers first. Like you.
All right. Continuing on, I assume.
Yeah,
Please.
I mean, let's see. We'll try to clear this out, and then we can come back and get that door if we find a spot too. So, I'd like to suggest to everybody we check out this side passage, so we don't have something coming behind us here. Ooh, it's actually big, is it?
Yeah, you can see what looks like other possible side passages as it goes on. I'm going to kind of put you all closer together in one lump.
Right. Thoughts, anyone? I mean, it looks like there's something significant to the east. Maybe we should just go there first thing. And oh my God, this looks like. Go ahead.
I'm in favor of that myself.
Okay. Let's just move forward hastily to that room up ahead.
The one with the actual floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You see many more bones on the floor. A few glittering copper pennies strewn about. And then a door on the opposite wall.
Ceiling?
And a tunnel too, hey?
Yeah, it does look like there's a hole in the wall. Yeah, there's a hole in the wall ahead. There are bones in it. Algar, you look at the ceiling, and sure enough, you can see globs of this slime covering portions zigzagging across the room. And as you look in places, it plops on the floor around you.
Yeah. Eyes up, everyone.
Okay.
I point to the wizards. The wizards are wearing broad-brimmed wizard hats, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's what they're for, yeah.
Keep your shoulders
Seems like-
up.
And yeah, for slime, ceiling slime. These skeletons there's skeletons strewn all over the room like this?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's search this room. Hey, everybody, before we go any further, just like
Hey.
pull apart these skeletons, see if there's anything significant. Sound okay?
I don't know about that.
Lingering here
No?
not safe. Not with the slime
Okay.
above. We'd be better served just sweeping the skeletons out of the room and searching them elsewhere, but we don't have any place here. We haven't found a place yet where the ceiling isn't going to fall on us and burn us
Yeah.
with acid or
Okay.
rapidly reproducing slime.
So you want to quickly, what do you want to do? So the door is closed. I mean, do we want to stick to the things that are open and accessible, or do you want to go through the door?
Now that we're in this room, what about the sound of the voice?
Sure. Let's stop and listen. We're doing pretty good in terms of covering distance here.
Got that going for us.
I mean, yeah. I'm I don't know why, but I'm feeling like until we have a route home secure, I like don't even want to stop. Like I mean, little searching is nice, but I just want to like there's a flashing data node, that voice, whatever that is. I want to find
Find
out
a place where we can sit down with a door we can lock and a ceiling that isn't trying to kill us.
The voices grow a little bit louder, but it's just a kind of like incomprehensible din echoing off in the distance.
Okay. Well, if we're looking for a safe area, if that's our priority, is not to like fully explore things, but just to find a route, then maybe the door is the best thing to do right now. Because at least maybe it's going to be a safe area, right?
Yes.
And we can bring the wood in there or something. So let's listen at the door then.
You're going to take time to listen at the door?
We got to make sure there's no slime above it. We got to make sure of that first.
Okay, so
Right.
Power of fire.
Yeah. Why don't we someone use the torch to keep the slime off?
Yeah.
While we're gathered around this door and listen.
Okay, so you take a torch and you
I can hold
keep
the
it.
torch.
Okay. All right.
I do.
You do that, and you raise the torch up above you toward the ceiling, and you hear this hissing noise as the slime retreats away from the fire, and you guys kind of hold it up, around you, and the slime is continually like staying back away from you, and it drips in kind of like a circle around you as you notice it seems to be getting closer, but you're holding it back on the ceiling with your fire. And then you can see its rivulets run in the floor and then like disappear off somewhere as parts of it drop off. Meanwhile, you're listening at the door. Who's listening at the door?
Flanagan will.
Right.
I mean, if this gets... Go ahead.
You hear nothing on the other side.
Well, let's just get in there. I mean, same deal. Should we just go in, throw up the light, and if anything's in there, try to take advantage of blindness? And okay, let's do that. This is like SWAT team barreling through.
Check your corners.
Yeah.
On the other side,
ran
you
that
see
game
a short corridor leading into another iron-banded old wooden door.
Walls and ceilings.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
The ceilings in here appear to be clean.
Okay.
Now we can sit.
Let's. Should we go in here carefully? Check for traps. Let's just. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it might be a good time for, well, I don't know.
Break. We may have to take a break at this point.
Locken is going to listen at the other door.
Like maybe this is a good place to bring the wood in and do something. Like have a little secure area.
I don't know. I feel like it's a little early. I mean, I
Okay.
think we should just keep pushing on because there could be some danger on the other side.
Yeah. Okay. And at least we know we have this if we want to come back to something.
Okay. So you go on the other side. Did you say that you check for traps, or is there anything you do on the other side of the door?
Well, Locken wants to hear sounds.
Yeah, I mean, we should be aware that there could be a pit trap.
I like to slowly move across this room. Like it's a bit more like if we get really badly injured, we have less. I mean, you got lots of healing spells, Bloombad, but we're a little bit less. Right? Yeah, we're a little bit less resilient than usual, right? Like if we're all half hit points, we're not coming back at the same speed.
Yeah. Plus, I would have to take purified food and water instead of a cure light wound spell at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
So we don't want to be.
You're moving at the slowest possible rate because you're both mapping and you have the highest weight, like the slowest movement rate. Do you want to check for traps, or do you want to what is it you're trying to do when you come in here? I'm sorry, what is your intention? Are you trying to be careful and look for stuff? Is that the goal?
Okay. Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, we're going to slowly move our way across the room with pushing really hard with the spears on the ground, carefully looking with light to make sure that stones aren't out of place, and looking for.
Locken does have delicate tasks and trap skill. I don't know if that helps to find things anyway.
So you go into the room. You're searching it. Does somebody have a pole?
We've got two spears.
And you use the spear. Okay. You tap. You check. You search the area for traps, and then also Locken listens in the room, and you hear no traps, and you hear nothing.
Okay, then listen at the door. Hey, Chris, is that what you want to do with Locken?
That's what I was hoping to. Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back in 10 seconds.
All right. Alrighty. And then you're going to listen at the door. Now, who's going to do that?
Locken.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything else in the second turn?
No? Well, he's listening. If I make too much noise, it'll spoil the effect. Nothing urgent. Nothing trenchant. Oh, welcome back, Moss. Or Chris? Welcome back, Chris.
I think Flanagan just writes Cameron RIP with some ash on the wall. Just like a big graffiti on the wall. It's like, it's the best I can do for now. When we get back, we'll do something better, but I'm sorry. We don't have time for anything else right now.
What is it that you write in ash?
Cameron RIP. Really crude. He probably even spells it wrong. I don't know if he can spell very well, but
it's got a K and a Y.
Yeah.
Don't know where though.
Spelling was more of an art than a science in those days.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so you get to the door, you listen, you hear nothing. Yeah.
All right. Flashbang, light holy symbol, crash through strat again.
Hi.
Okay. I'll check to see if it's locked. If it's not, I'll just push it open and in we go.
It's not locked. You see in here broken candelabras and a worm-ridden red carpet that have been left a long time ago. This looks like a viewing room. There's a wooden casket in the center of the room on the worm-ridden carpet. And it once had a decorative silver trim. It's been rudely pried off, though, you can see. There's nothing else of interest in this room, and the casket, you can see through the holes in it that it is empty. It continues on. There are stairs going down ahead, and a room ahead where you can see a table.
Candelabras, he said, I think.
Yeah, I would say those are the candelabras.
Okay.
Thoughts, anyone? You just want to move through or search? I'm up for anything.
Move through, I think.
Okay. Keep going right up past.
There looks like there's a tunnel in the southeast corner of the room.
Oh.
Can we just look at the tunnel real quick? not we don't have to take a lot of time, but is this like melted into the walls or pulled apart stone or?
Sure. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Like you're gonna look and see what's up with that. Like, why is there a tunnel there? So yeah, you look at this tunnel. It's similar to the last one. As you look at the stones, it looks as if almost the stones have been. I don't know how to put this, but like they're very, very smooth. And the whole rock going in here and where it goes off into these places is very smooth.
Okay. You know, I just turn and look at everybody and I say, you know, the chances of us finding our way home walking through this place is almost zero, right?
Yeah.
No,
That's the spirit.
no, there is a way.
All right.
I'm forced
Look
to
at me.
agree with
I
Elgar.
mean,
Look at me.
yeah. I mean, we have to go down.
There
we have
is
to go
a
down,
way.
down, down.
That's
Down?
right.
All right. I just turn around and we keep going then.
All right.
Flanagan's grim.
So,
I mean, the
I have
odds
to
aren't
think.
great, but there is a way.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a way. I say, my voice echoing. Not a lot of hope in his voice.
Who's up front?
Well,
Probably Flanagan.
yeah, and I guess yeah, I'm happy with to be in the front. Got a death wish right now.
And we gotta boost his morale.
It's not possible.
You said Flanagan's up front?
Yeah, I have a bad feeling all of a sudden.
All right. Let's see here.
Oh God, what's this?
I'm gonna roll this d6 in the open. All right. And then who's next? Just the order of march, if you would, please.
Yeah,
Me.
I would prefer to be third because I'm the only guy that can heal people and purify food.
All right.
Yeah,
Algar's
so-
next. Algar, you get a
And then
1.
Heretic.
Algar, make a dexterity save, please.
Check this out.
I'm watching.
Hold my beer.
You make it. All right. So
Never finished.
you start walking past, and then one of the steps in this place gruesomely flips up into 3 sets of spikes. But you like hop out of the way barely before it
Nice.
What obscene contrivance is this?
and it's metal on stone, and it makes a loud clapping noise that echoes through the halls.
This is a gross misuse of clockwork.
You can see something.
Machines should serve order, not chaos.
There is a whole bunch of stuff dripping from these 3 spikes.
Dude, I was like poison.
Poison.
Some slime of some sort.
Okay, can we see
trust a
anything
single
now,
bloody
now
footstep.
that they're out? Are they extending back in quickly, or what's happening there?
No, they do not seem to be retracting. They seem to be extended.
I mark the step and the steps around it with hazard symbols using my chalk.
Okay.
So can the rest of us get past them?
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. Yeah, you can carefully
Assuming all
step past
the
it.
other steps are safe.
And then in this room, you can see that there's broken furniture all about this room. A skeleton sits at a large chair facing you. Red, poisonous-looking ants crawl over the skeleton in the chair. On the table with the skeleton is a deck of cards, which I'm not even sure if you all would have even know what that is. A tapping sound emanates from the hallway ahead. Yeah.
I would like to
What
collect
condition
the...
are the cards in? Are they like new looking, or are they like old worn cards?
Do you go and look at the cards?
Hey, I am not going to touch them. I just want to view them.
They look in excellent condition.
Holy cow! You guys want to attempt fate?
Chris, you were going to say something.
Well, Magnus is going to collect up the cards.
All right.
All right.
You gather the cards up?
Yeah.
Okay. You take the cards, grab them, hold them up. The top card is an ace of spades. I'm not sure again if you would know what that is.
That's the death card.
I don't think I would. I mean, not as such. Yeah. So there's, yeah. I mean, I think I'm just gonna slip them in a pack for now.
Okay. You do that, and you find that a film is covered on that top ace of spades card. As you move them into a pack, you get them in a pack. All of a sudden, your heartbeat starts beating in your ears, and Magnus takes the bag of cards. He turns to the rest of you. He looks at you, and blood is coming out of his tear ducts.
Magnus.
I want to put. I think you're allergic.
And then you look, and then it starts coming out of his ears, out of his ear holes, and out of his nose, and his eyes begin to turn black.
Well, Bloombad, do something about this. Magnus.
Okay, yeah. What do I got here?
I just missed something important. What happened to Magnus, and/or what did Magnus do?
He started gathering some cards up from the skeleton.
Oh,
I'm gonna cast Remove Curse on Magnus.
Nothing seems to happen.
I will physically swat the cards away from his hand with the butt of my spear.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that. They spatter across the floor. Magnus starts foaming at the mouth and convulsing.
All right, I'm gonna pull a scroll out of Cure Disease, and I'm gonna cast that on him.
All right. What do you say? Probably this is in some kind of. It'd sound like it's like in Latin because it's in liturgic. So, it's a cleric scroll. So you hear him start to chant this ancient thing, and then the scroll disappears, and Magnus drops to his knees and throws up this black bile out of his guts onto the floor.
I stab it with the dark spear. The gold spear.
So
I got two left, guys. So
I'm gonna use my. So there's no saving throw.
No, you're fine. He just cast.
The
just
vomiting
used
was
the scroll
the
on
purging.
you. Yeah.
Okay.
Two more. We have two more of them. So.
my hand's shaking. I spend a couple of minutes recovering, and then finally you just hear me gasping out a word softly, and eventually it finally comes out. Gloves.
Yeah.
Magnus.
Gloves.
He said gloves. Magnus,
I
you must leave that sort of risk-taking to immortals. Your life is too singular.
All right.
You are too impossible to replace.
So you guys want to search the room, get the items in the room, search for treasure?
So the cards are now scattered all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh God! Someone stop me.
Yeah. Do they all have a film on them, or just?
I will stop you.
Yeah.
What do you do? And you look at the cards and move them around, try to find.
I just I do a visual examination.
You look.
Or
This takes some time. If you do this, it'll. Oh, go ahead, Oran.
I'd say only the top card had a film on it. That was probably a poison. So maybe the other cards are probably fine. It was probably just the poison.
Yeah,
Just having-
this takes some time, but eventually you identify that the card with the spade on it had a film, which is reflective. The others seem dry.
Well, if anybody wants to take that, that's fine. I mean, I'm going to go look at the. I guess, are we searching then? Is that what we're going to do here? We take a moment.
Well, I mean, I just did so everybody else can do something else while I did that
Right.
for 10 minutes, right?
Yeah. Then I'd like to look at the skeleton. I don't want to touch it, but the skeleton has ants all over it. Are the ants coming from something? Are they eating something on it, or are they only on the skeleton?
So you look at the skeleton, you hear, as you lean over the skeleton, a tapping. You hear tap, 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 echoing this way. Otherwise, wait, what was the question you had about skeleton? I'm sorry. Let me make sure I get this. The ants, yeah. So there are these bright red, angry-looking ants that are crawling in and out of its eye sockets.
Okay, that seems to be where they're coming from, is inside the eye.
Yeah,
inside
and
the eyes.
they're just like they're having a good time. They're like going in and out of the eyes, the mouth. You know, they've got the reign of the place.
If you're near to them real close, you can hear them singing the rumba. Da, 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 da.
Right. So are we going to, what do you think then? Do you want to search this place more, or get the heck out of here? My hiccups
This place
are not.
gives me a bad vibe, and I don't think there's anything useful in those cards.
All right.
You see Algar reach for his knife, and then his face falls as he realized he had given it to Cameron to hold, so he'd have something to fight against undead magical creatures with. And he just exhales for a moment, just expels the anger, and let's move on.
All right.
Well,
we'll find something.
Magnus, I think the rest of them cards are safe if you want to collect the rest of them, just not that one.
Nay. It will be the price I'll pay for my foolishness.
I'll
behind.
I'll play 53 card pickup, and
51.
Oh yeah, 51.
Jokers or no jokers? How many cards?
You pick up all the cards except for that one?
Yeah, except for the one with the film.
Okay. All right, you pick up all the cards. Go ahead.
If we make it back, I'll give them to Magnus as a gift.
All right. You pick up all the cards. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
All right. Sounds like we're moving on. So you make it right here, and in the hallway right here, you see a single dish set upon the floor. From the ceiling, you hear drip, 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 as little droplets drip into the bowl onto the floor.
Where exactly is that, Ross?
It's just right here on the edge of the room. Yeah.
Okay.
Droplets of what now?
It looks like brackish water.
Okay. Look up at the ceiling. Is it just is it just coming through a crack, or?
Yeah, you look at the ceiling, and it does look like there's a crack in the ceiling. Yeah.
Okay. We think everybody just walk past it, or?
Well, let's... Okay, first of all, how much is collected in the bottom of the dish?
Not very much. Yeah, only a little. Yeah, like I'm talking maybe, 10, 20 milliliters has collected.
Okay, well that's long enough. I mean, at what rate? Like
It's continually dripping. It's continually dripping. It's going drip, drip, drip down into this dish.
So it can't have been here for longer than an hour, then, based on.
Or something's drinking it, or.
Well, should we take a turn to observe if the level stays the same, it increases or decreases?
Yeah. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time.
Okay.
Well, let's at least look around the corner and look north and south.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I'm just gonna walk past it.
Who goes
We'll mess with
first?
that another day.
Yeah, I'm.
Who's first?
I think.
Want to get home. I've got.
I said I am, so.
And I'm behind him.
All right. Flanagan, make a dexterity save.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Death trap,
well,
death trap
hold on.
dungeon over here.
Is this totally? Is this a? I pass. Sorry, I pass if this is related to sleight of hand and other dexterous things. Otherwise, I fail.
I don't think it would be related to your hands. I can't imagine.
Oh, hold on. I have. I got a kiss on the cheek. A kiss on a cheek from a fairy in Fairy World, and I get +2 to any one save.
All right.
Guess what?
The fairy glamour the fairy charm that you carry saves you as a pit opens into a yawning drop to your death down below you as you evade this pit trap.
Where's
Okay.
the pit trap?
It's right here. Right there.
All right.
So,
Wait,
did that
Where
open?
the bowl is? Like it
Yes.
opens up right next to the
Yeah, no, the bowl. So it's stuck to the floor, and then like as soon as weight is put on it, like
Oh, that's sinister.
you know, and then
It is.
yeah.
Yeah, we're just fumbling our way through this right now, in a way, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our get out of here has saved us about 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're moving as slow as possible, so I guess we should be working the floor with spears the whole way.
And we
Yeah.
should probably tie each other together with rope.
Let's do that right now.
At least loosely. Like
Yeah.
something that we can.
All right,
flick
so
from.
so is that SOP is Tomb of Horrors SOP, and you're always going to be moving at the slowest rate. You're always going to take a turn using the pole, and you're always going to be tied together. Is that we're doing Tomb of Horrors type thing? Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
You said
Way too many traps.
Bloombad, you have one more trap sense, don't you?
I do have one more.
You've only
20 minutes.
but we just hit 2. Let's wait on that. I mean,
Yeah.
What are the
Well, what are the chances? He says.
What are the odds? There's a rule of 3 here.
Some say this is the most deadly like dungeon that this is. I will say
Yeah.
I've ran Tomb of Horrors, and it's not that bad in my opinion. That's my opinion on Tomb of Horrors.
right.
It's not that bad because everyone knows it's the frickin' Tomb of Horrors.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Everyone's in there paranoid out of their minds.
I feel like if you die in the Tomb of Horrors in some way, you kind of asked for it. That's my opinion. But you know, we're in the real thing now. Like this is this is you can die from a trap here.
How deep is that pit trap?
It's probably like 40 feet deep. It goes down into the dark.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's a 46 fall. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty bad. And there might be spikes down there or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Can we get past that? Can we edge past it?
Yeah, no problem. You can easily get past it if you're careful.
Okay.
Well, it's open, so and I have 120 feet of light. So are there any bodies down there?
Yeah, you see some skeletons down there.
All right, so not for treasure, but for resources, perhaps we should search them.
We've got enough rope to get down there safely, assuming we aren't like overladen. Is there a way to get around the edge of the pit trap?
I think we
Yeah.
can carefully like shimmy around it.
Yeah, you can carefully go around it if you want.
Okay. Well, let's at least look down up and down the hallway before we go down. If that's okay.
Okay.
me take-
Yeah, that doesn't take any
Are
time.
the whispers completely going now?
No, you continually hear the whispers.
Okay. By the way, I have to go at 8:30.
Yeah, no, we'll absolutely end right on the mark, and yeah, we will do that for sure. Okay, so you can see ahead of you this way that there are I don't know, it's like a cavernous type of space. And then there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of furniture that's smashed there. That's what you can see from where you are. You see some skeletons there. And then there's a long corridor down this way, and it goes down into a cavernous type space. It looks like the walls are kind of corroded here as it gets closer to the edge of this cave.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm gonna map. Does somebody else want to just quickly take over with? Do you want to go down the pit, or what do you all think?
Yeah. I think we should look for resources.
Agreed. So let's make that the last thing we do.
Okay.
Agreed.
All right. So who goes down and how?
I'll go down. I'll ditch my heavy crab. I'll go down Sand Shield with longsword, but without long spear, and I'll rappel down and carry back up as much as I can.
So you're gonna tie off a rope and have people belay you?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you start to do that. You start going down. You make it about halfway, and all of a sudden the door and it shuts. Make a dexterity save first. This is for Algar.
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
you.
Yeah. I should have seen this one coming. Hang on a minute. Very good success. 19.
Nice. And you deftly land on your feet at the bottom of this dark pit in the darkness, and that's where we'll end the adventure.